For the demonstration, I'm using a Brothers Bulky 230 and worsted weight yarn, but you can use any flatbed knitting machine to do this technique. No electronics are required. You will need a cast-on comb suitable for your machine and a metal steel-plated rod. The steel plating helps keep the surface smooth and gives the rod some heft. I purchased mine at a local hardware store for under $5. It is 3 feet long and a 1/4 inch in diameter. To start, set the stitch size to 2 or 3 full numbers less than what you would normally knit the yarn. In this instance, for heavy number 4 worsted weight yarn, I set the stitch size to 8. The carriage is set to knit in both directions. I'm working over 62 needles because I want to show you that this technique works just as easily with many stitches as just a few. Pull out every other needle to work position. Hold the cast-on comb with the hooks facing you. It should be centered. Make sure the hooks are even with the gate pegs. Carefully knit one row. The hooks of the cast-on comb are now holding the bars between the working needles. Make sure the feeder yarn is not caught at the end under any hooks of the cast-on comb. Set the stitch size to the normal size for the yarn, in this case to 10, and pull the rest of the needles out to work position. Add a little more weight to keep tension on the knitting. Knit one row carefully. Check to make sure all the needles knitted properly. Then, knit until you are ready to hang the hem. We are ready to hang the hem. Pull every other needle out to hold position. Remove the weights from the cast-on comb, but keep downward tension on the knitting as you move it toward you. Lay the rod across the center of the knitting. This keeps the downward tension on the knitting as you lift the cast-on comb up and invert it. Once inverted, align the eyelets hanging off the cast-on comb with the needles in hold starting at the right. The cast-on comb keeps them perfectly spaced. Slip the eyelets over the hold needles and remove the cast-on comb. On the left, pick up the end loop and hang it on the last needle in hold. Be careful not to pull the eyelets off the needles while you hang this last stitch. Now just continue knitting. You can remove the steel rod at any time. See? A perfectly hung every other needle hem. I hope you enjoyed learning this machine knitting technique. Please take a moment to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications of upcoming videos. Happy machine knitting!